Hi guys, I'm back with the next chapter of The Littles. I've got Franco hanging out here with me. Remember, the Littles had found out the Bigs were going to go on vacation in the city, and this chapter they're waiting for the Newcombs. There was a secret lookout place behind the light switch in the hall of the Bigs' house. One of the screws was missing. The empty hole was large enough for a Little to look and listen through. Mr. Little spent all the next day in the lookout place. Tom Little stayed with him. They were waiting for the Newcombs. "When they come, be careful of that light switch, Tom," said Mr. Little. "Likely as not, the first thing they'll do is turn on the hall light." Sometime in the late afternoon, Mr. Little thought he heard a noise. He looked through the hole. "Are they coming?" said Tom. "Not yet. Hold it." Mr. Little heard a key in the front door lock. "Yes, here they come now. Shh." "Where's the hall light, Charlie?" It was a woman's voice. "I have it," said Charles Newcomb. There were sparks inside the lookout place as the light was turned on. Tom Little jumped. His father turned from the peephole and put his finger to his lips. Shh. The bright light from the hall came through the peephole into their dark hiding place. Tom could see his father's face clearly. Mr. Little returned to the hole. Here you can see what that lookout hole looks like. If you look in your house for a light switch, you'll notice a screw at the top and the bottom of the light switch. Well, one of the screws was missing, as it said, so Mr. Little's able to see through there. At the bottom of the ladder, you can see Tom holding the ladder so that his dad stays safe and doesn't fall. "What a drive," said Mrs. Newcomb. She sat down heavily on the suitcase. "Give me a minute to rest, and I'll help you with the rest of the bags." "No need to help, Mrs. N," said Mr. Newcomb. "I'll get the bags myself. No tipping, please. It's part of the service here at the big summer hotel." Mrs. Newcomb laughed. "Where do you get the energy?" she said. "From the country," said Mr. Newcomb. "I didn't realize how much I missed it. I get energy from just looking at all the trees in space. We're going to be here 3 months. Think of it." "I am," said Mrs. Newcomb. "I'll still have to get 3 meals a day, only now it'll be in a strange kitchen." "Listen, Liz," said Mr. Newcomb. "You've come here to write, and I've come here to paint. Nothing else is important." Sure, Mrs. Newcomb laughed. "Tell me that after eating hamburger for a week." "I mean it, Liz," said Mr. Newcomb. "Forget about housework. Write those stories you want to write. As for me," he twirled around and did a little dance. "This isn't my house. I'm fixing nothing, and I'm doing nothing. If the faucets drip, let them drip. I may not even take out the garbage." "You really mean it, don't you?" said Mrs. Newcomb. "Sure I do," said Mr. Newcomb. "I'm here to paint masterpieces, and that's what I'm going to do. And when I'm not doing that, I'm going to do nothing. I'll loaf. Sit in the sun and eat," he laughed. "Hamburgers, of course."